Hey everyone, welcome back. A huge, warm hello to all you fantastic viewers joining me today. Seriously, thank you so much for clicking and being curious about the amazing stuff happening inside your own body. Before we dive into this colorful topic, sending out the biggest virtual hug and best wishes your way. Wherever you are, whatever you're up to, I truly hope you're feeling fantastic, full of energy, and staying wonderfully healthy. May you always be blessed with strength, vitality, and a sense of wonder. Okay, let's tackle a question you've probably heard 1,000 times, maybe even learned in school, or seen depicted in diagrams. Is blood really blue inside the body? It seems logical, right? Our veins look blue through our skin. Textbooks sometimes show veins in blue, and we talk about blue bloods. So, is there a secret blue river flowing under your skin? Let's find out the truth. The short, simple, and scientifically undeniable answer is no, absolutely not. Your blood is never blue inside your body. Not in your veins, not in your arteries, not in your heart, not even deep inside your lungs where it's picking up its next breath. From the moment it's made in your bone marrow until the moment it leaves your body, human blood is always some shade of red. It might be a bright, vibrant cherry red, or it might be a darker, deeper maroon red, but it is fundamentally red. So, why on earth do we see those blue lines on our wrists or arms? Why the confusion? Well, that's where things get really interesting, and it has everything to do with light, our skin, and how our eyes perceive color, not the actual color of the blood itself. Let's talk about what gives blood its red color in the first place. The star of the show is a protein called hemoglobin. Think of hemoglobin as a tiny, super efficient taxi service inside your red blood cells. Its main job is to pick up oxygen molecules in your lungs and deliver them to every single cell in your body that needs it to make energy. Hemoglobin is packed with iron. And iron, when it binds to oxygen, undergoes a little chemical change that affects how it interacts with light. Oxygen-rich hemoglobin, found in the blood gushing out of your arteries after it just left your lungs, reflects light in a way that makes it look bright red. This is the vibrant red you see when you get a cut, and the blood is flowing freely. That's arterial blood, full of fresh oxygen. When hemoglobin drops off its oxygen cargo to your hungry cells, it changes shape slightly. This deoxygenated hemoglobin, now traveling back towards your heart and lungs in your veins to pick up more oxygen, reflects light differently. It absorbs more of the red light wavelengths, making it appear dark red, almost maroon or burgundy. Imagine a deep red wine or cranberry juice color. It's definitely red, but a much darker, richer shade than the oxygenated blood. So, blood inside your veins is dark red, not blue. Now, if the blood in your veins is dark red, why do your veins look blue, green, or even purple through your skin? This is all about physics and biology teaming up to play a trick on your eyes. Light doesn't just bounce straight off things and into your eyes unchanged, especially when it has to travel through layers like skin and fat before hitting the blood vessel and then bouncing back out. Your skin acts like a filter. Different colors of light, which are really just different wavelengths of light energy, penetrate the skin to different depths and get absorbed or scattered in different ways. Blue light has a shorter wavelength compared to red light. Shorter wavelength light, like blue, doesn't penetrate human skin as deeply as longer wavelength light, like red. It gets scattered and reflected closer to the surface. Red light, with its longer wavelength, can penetrate deeper into the tissue. When light hits your skin above a vein, here's what happens. The blue light mostly bounces back off the skin and surrounding tissue near the surface. It doesn't make it down to the vein very effectively. The red light, however, can travel deeper. It penetrates down to where the vein is. But remember, the blood in the vein is dark red. Dark red absorbs more of that red light that managed to reach it, rather than reflecting it strongly back. So, not much red light makes it back out from the vein to your eye. What has come back to your eye is mostly that blue light that got scattered near the surface. Your brain interprets this as the vein itself being blue, even though the blood inside is actually dark red. It's an optical illusion. Think about it like looking at the deep ocean. Water itself is clear, but when you look at a deep body of water, it often looks blue. Why? Because water absorbs longer wavelengths of light, reds, oranges, yellows, more efficiently as the light travels deeper. The shorter wavelength blue light gets scattered and reflected back more easily. So, the deep water appears blue, even though the water molecules aren't actually blue. It's a similar principle with your veins. The tissue above the vein scatters blue light back, while the deeper, dark red blood absorbs the redder light that penetrates deeper, making the vein look blue from the surface. The deeper the vein is under your skin, and the thicker the layers of skin and fat above it, the more pronounced this blue appearance can be. Superficial veins close to the surface might look more greenish or purplish because more wavelengths are interacting. But it's always the vein structure viewed through the skin that appears colored, not the blood itself changing color. Here's a simple way you can test this yourself, proving the blood is red even in your veins. Find a prominent blue-looking vein on the back of your hand or your wrist. Now, gently press down on it with your finger and hold it. Apply a bit of pressure. What do you see happen right next to your finger, along the vein? The blue color disappears or fades significantly under the spot where you're pressing. Why? Because you're temporarily pushing the blood out of that small section of the vein. You're also compressing the tissue layers above it. Without the dark red blood underneath to absorb the deeper penetrating red light, and with the tissue compressed, the light scattering changes. The illusion breaks and the blue tint vanishes, revealing the skin's natural color. When you release the pressure, the blood flows back in, and the blue appearance returns. This simple demonstration clearly shows the blue is an effect caused by how light interacts with your skin and the blood within the vein, not the blood being inherently blue. Furthermore, if blood were actually blue inside your veins, what would happen if you had a blood test? The moment the needle went into your vein, you should see blue blood flowing into the tube, right? But you never do. It's always dark red. Or consider surgery. Surgeons see blood constantly during operations. They see it in arteries, bright red. They see it in veins, dark red. They see it pooling in body cavities. Nowhere do they report seeing blue blood flowing. If you've ever donated blood, you've seen the rich, dark red blood filling the bag. It came straight from your vein. The evidence from simply observing blood outside the body is overwhelming. It's red. The blue blood idea simply doesn't hold up to real-world observation. So, where did this myth come from? It's likely a combination of factors. One is the obvious visual cue of blue veins. Another is historical and artistic convention. Centuries ago, medical illustrators needed a way to clearly differentiate between arteries and veins in their drawings. Since arteries carry oxygenated blood, bright red, and veins carry deoxygenated blood, dark red, it was hard to show that difference clearly in simple black and white or even early color illustrations. Using red for arteries and blue for veins became a clear, simple color coding system for diagrams. It was a teaching tool, a schematic representation, not meant to be a literal depiction of the blood's color. Unfortunately, over time, this artistic shorthand got misinterpreted as biological fact. The term blue blood to refer to nobility also has historical roots, likely referring to the visible veins in the pale, untanned skin of the aristocracy who didn't work outdoors, compared to the tanned skin of laborers where veins were less visible. It was about appearance through skin, not the actual blood color. Just to be thorough, are there any creatures with truly blue blood? Yes, but not humans, mammals, or birds. Some invertebrates, like certain snails, spiders, and the famous horseshoe crab, have blue blood. Their oxygen-carrying molecule isn't hemoglobin, with iron. Instead, they use hemocyanin, which contains copper. When hemocyanin binds oxygen, the copper gives it a distinct blue color. So, if you saw the blood of a horseshoe crab, it would genuinely be blue. But for us humans and our vertebrate relatives, it's red all the way through. Hemoglobin and iron are our oxygen carriers, and that means shades of red. Understanding this clears up a common misconception and highlights the incredible role of hemoglobin. This amazing molecule constantly shuttles life-giving oxygen throughout your body, changing its shape and slightly changing the shade of red as it does so, but never abandoning its fundamental red nature. The next time you see the blue lines on your wrist, you can appreciate the fascinating physics of light interacting with your skin and the dark red blood beneath, creating an illusion. Your blood is a vital, flowing river of red, keeping you alive with every heartbeat. It's a testament to the incredible complexity and sometimes counterintuitive nature of our own biology. Thanks so much for exploring this colorful truth with me today. Stay curious, stay healthy, and take good care of that amazing red river flowing inside you. See you next time.